Hi folks, once again, I'll do a YouTube. I haven't done one for a while, so maybe I'm a bit rusty. But what am I going to talk about tonight? How about a little bit on the current crisis? Not the market crisis, the housing crisis, the mortgage crisis. This was entirely predictable a long time ago. Many people in Washington predicted it. But even me, even I predicted this. I've been talking about credit cards and credit and writing about it since 1991. Everything that's happening today was foreseeable. All you needed in your mind was not a college education, not listening to some professor telling you his Marxist theories. All you needed was a little simple arithmetic. Knowing percentages. The numbers 1 to 10, basic arithmetic, and percentages, and you could have predicted it yourself. You didn't need a genius to tell you what was coming. Those who sold the public on certain ideas had to know that they were going to lead nowhere but to a final crash. All they had to do was use a little common sense. But maybe they were more interested in votes, and maybe they were getting a little payback. But today, you have a crisis. Now let's just take an example. They talk about the American dream and that everyone is entitled to the American dream. What is the American dream? To me, since I was a kid, the American dream was opportunity. All I needed was opportunity. An opening, which I could make myself here or there. I could create something myself and move ahead. And then be successful if I've had a good plan. That's all I wanted. I didn't want free health care. I didn't want free college. As a matter of fact, I was in the Merchant Marine. We didn't get free college like the GI Bill awarded to the veterans of the Army, the Navy, and the Marines. We didn't have those benefits. But I worked and I saved my money. And what I used that money for was my business. And eventually, I figured that I was sort of a success. Not a great success. I didn't become the president of any large corporation. I held a few positions here and there, but I was mostly appreciative of the opportunities that were afforded me in this great democracy. Now, as far as the housing crisis, there were programs like Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac and Acorn that went against common sense. There were warnings over the years about what this would lead to, but many Democrats ignored these warnings and fought against these warnings. Crazy. I didn't understand how anyone could simply ignore common sense, basic arithmetic, percentages, good banking practices, and insist, for example, that banks make loans to people who obviously couldn't afford to handle those loans, to pay them back properly. It's silly. I mean, it's an Alice in Wonderland to think of the things that they did, to think of the way they acted. You can't make a loan, for example, put someone in a $300,000 home with $2,000 a month payments when they're only earning $3,000 a month. With the rest of it, they have to feed their families, they have to buy auto insurance, they have to pay for gasoline, they have to pay for many things. It didn't make sense. But yet you have a hopeful family sitting there in front of the banker, and the law says you must give these people these types of loans, these benefits, when they were wrong for them. When I was young, the bankers told me what was wrong for me when I applied for a loan. When I had a business, I couldn't get a loan for the first 7 or 8 years. I had to finance everything from my own pocket. I had to work twice as hard as those who got loans. But the government, in their wisdom, decided to make things easier for everyone. And they came up with all types of schemes. Instead of telling people, hey, buckle down, work, and save. You put so much away each and every week. Each and every month. At the end of the year, you'll have so much saved. Eventually, you'll have the down payment. Then when you make a good down payment, your payments, monthly payments, will be lower. Common sense. But so many Americans bought homes on crazy financial packages or schemes. It was nuts. And there were Republicans who said, this is wrong. You've got to investigate Freddie Mac. You've got to investigate Fannie Mae. They're doing things wrong. They were even cooking the books showing $10 billion in additional business. That's cheating, lying. That's cooking the books. And they kept making loans, and people began to default on loans when business slowed down, when they lost their jobs. It was predictable. You can't go against basic arithmetic, and you can't go against good banking practices. When you don't follow them, you're going to have trouble, and a lot of it. Now this brings us right up to date. The crash of the markets. But go back and read the beginning of Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae and Acorn and different policies that were meant to help. Have they helped? They helped people for a few years, and now everyone's in trouble. The good, the bad, and the indifferent. Well, thank you very much, folks. I'll do another tape and give you a little more insight into my personal opinions. Thank you.